Howdy folks, and welcome to one of the best games I have ever played. This is Nightdive Studios' remake of the classic 1994 shooter System Shock by Glass Technologies. This was one of the games that defined my childhood. I was 24 when this game came out. But I'd never seen or played anything even remotely like this before. Wouldn't again for another 2 years until they made System Shock 2. Anyway, let's crack on while the intro's running. Story. So, you play the role of a nameless hacker. He's trying to bust his way into the Tri-Optimum Corporation's secure systems in order to steal the data on an experimental military neural implant. Naturally, everything goes horribly wrong, and you get busted by corporate security. Your ass gets dragged off to Citadel Station, the Tri-Optimum Corporation's flagship research and design facility in orbit around Saturn. Fortunately, well, unfortunately also, depending on your perspective, you've attracted the attention of one of the vice presidents by the name of Edward Diego. Diego's wanting to run some extremely shady experiments, and unfortunately for him, the station AI, S.H.O.D.A.N, just won't let him do it because of the ethical constraints that have been programmed into her. The good news for our boy Eddie, and the extremely bad news for everybody else, is that now he's got leverage over you, a tame hacker, and presents you with the choice: either spend the rest of your life in jail, or he gives you executive override privileges to S.H.O.D.A.N, and you hack the shit out of the AI for him, removing all of those ethical constraints, removing the constraints that stop her from upgrading herself, and locking the entire rest of the board out of control over the station AI, in return for which he'll not only let you go, he'll give you the implant that you were trying to steal from the company. You don't really have an awful lot of a choice. Plus, you're a horrible shit, so... yeah, okay, fair enough. Deal's a deal, Eddie. You hack S.H.O.D.A.N, he sends you to neurosurgery, you get the implant, and when you wake up from your post-surgery slumber, something's not quite right. We're not in Kansas anymore. Something is distinctly rotten in the state of Denmark. This is what booting a PC up used to be like. Okay. Wakey, hands off Snakey. Welcome to the neurosurgery suite on the medical level of Citadel Station. Where are the medical staff? Surely somebody should be here. Well, let's have a look around. The implant appears to be working. If you look at the top of the screen, by the way, anytime the cursor is over something, it'll tell you exactly what it is. Here we go. A medical derm. Top right of the screen, you can see my health and power. Just come out of surgery. I'm not feeling great, so we'll go ahead and use the medical derm. And yeah, okay. That's restored our health. Lead pipe. Fair enough. We have a weapon. Let's see what's in the case. Bunch of stuff in the case, very useful. So this is the navigation and mapping module. You slot that in and the minimap appears in the bottom left corner of the screen. This system allows us to receive emails, read audio logs and all kinds of good stuff. And this is a passcode. And we have an incoming email.
We got someone! Employee 2-4601. I'm Rebecca Lansing, a counter-terrorism consult for Tri-Optimum. Here's the situation. Our scans for Citadel Station show a biological outbreak is in progress. We're in a comms blackout since S.H.O.D.A.N is unresponsive. And worse yet, the mining laser is charging for a potential strike on Earth. Nathan Darcy has an office on the medical level from Central Hub. If he's alive, he'll bring the situation under control. I'll contact you through military neural implants soon. Lansing out.
So, find Nathan Darcy. And I mean, I have a bit of an advantage here because I have played this game before. It was nearly 30 years ago, but I kind of know what's coming. And I know that basically anything on this station that moves is hostile. So I'm going to strike first. Right. Well, that explains where the medical staff went. Okay. Ah, security camera. I'm going to smash this. Level security is now 96%. This is going to be very important because certain things and places and systems on the system are going to be locked out from you, depending on the level of control that the station AI S.H.O.D.A.N has over them. And that's represented by the level security. And you can lower the level security by doing things like knocking out security cameras and destroying CPU nodes. There's another camera there. You'll hear them even if you don't see them. Because as soon as they see you, they start tracking you and they make a beeping noise. Ah, here we go. Can power up here. Certain weapons are going to draw power directly from your energy bank. Although at the moment that's not an issue because all I have is a lead pipe. Similarly, certain hardware and implants can also drain power. But again, at this early stage, that's not going to be an issue. We have another message. What's this? A new code. Gotcha. 451. So that's the code I need to get out of the healing suite. Oh, speaking of which, there is something else in here that's going to be very, very important. Just have a quick look around first in case there's anything valuable I can pick up. And nope, that door's well and truly locked. Oh well, back out the way we came. So when we came out of the neurosurgery suite and into this, the healing suite, where was it? Ah, there we go. The healing suite. That will fully heal you every time you use it. I don't need it right now because I used one of the medical derm patches. Probably shouldn't have done that and saved it for later, but I've got the code for the door now. So what was going on in that email from the counter-terrorist operative? Some kind of biological contamination? Oh, that would be it. Right. That looked like it used to be somebody. Ah, it's got a stimulant. Oh, I need to actually pick it up. Yeah. Took a little bit of damage there. You know, since I'm in the healing suite anyway, may as well use it so you can see how it works. So some kind of biological infestation going on board Citadel Station, and nobody's answering radio messages. And those of the crew who aren't lying on the deck with their throats ripped out have been mutated. Oh, there's another camera.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. We hope your somnolent healing stage went well. Today is the 6th day of Year 2072. You are currently in the healing suites, located on the first level. Level 2 contains the research laboratories. 3 houses the Department of Maintenance, and the storage cells are on level 4. The flight deck is on level 5. Level 6 holds crew facilities and executive suites. And level 7 is systems engineering. Level 8 houses
This guy doesn't appear to be hostile.
security. The bridge is located on level 9. And
Oh,
energy
that's
systems
activated
on
maintenance
level
droid.
4.
Okay. That's some kind of automated welcome message from the station AI S.H.O.D.A.N. What have we got here? Another access card? Looks like it. And an audio log.
Whoever finds this, take out the cameras and the CPU nodes, and you'll gain more control over the level you're on. S.H.O.D.A.N. won't see everything. told you we wouldn't be apart for long.
I don't think I can reach that. Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Level security now, well, less than it was before. Okay, the access card allows me in the storage locker. Nice. Check the crates. Medical patch. A grenade. Some soda. Food and drink will restore your health, but very, very small amounts. Ooh, 9mm ammo. That's nice. A 9mm pistol would be better, but I'll settle for the ammo. Right. So, this elevator isn't working until we restore power, and that means messing around with a wiring panel puzzle. Now, these puzzles, well, I found them hard. You might not. The idea is that there are two nodes that are lit up, and you need to get power from one to the other by rearranging the wiring. Now, to the left of the wiring panel, you can see a port. If you have a logic probe, and I don't have one yet, you can bypass the puzzle entirely by simply inserting the logic probe into the port. If you don't have any logic probes, or you simply want to save them for more difficult puzzles later, then you're going to have to do the wiring puzzle. I don't have a logic probe. And this wiring puzzle is different from the one that was in the demo of the System Shock remake that Nightdive Studios released a couple of weeks ago. It took me a while. I'm just not very good at this sort of thing. But I did figure it out eventually. Which is just as well. This might have been a really short video. Nearly there. There we go. You really kind of had to go the long way around to get that to work. All of that to restore power to that elevator. Failing to complete that puzzle isn't going to stop you. You just have to go the long way around to get in here, the engineering ducts. The engineering ducts, well thank you, I'll take that, are patrolled by these things. And they're bloody nasty. Look how much damage it's doing with its flamethrower. I nearly got killed by a scutter. For those of you who don't know what the scutters are, they're the maintenance bots in Red Dwarf. I have actually been killed by one of those before. Now, this is a new thing. They didn't have these in the original System Shock. This is a recycling station, so if you have any junk, you can stick it in here. Like that, for example. Actually, I don't have anything that can be recycled. But I'm going to note the location because you can recycle damaged and used equipment in here. And it will spit out tri-optimum credits, which you can use at the various different vending machines scattered around the station. At these vending machines, you can buy things like medical patches, ammunition, and weapon modifications. And it's the weapon modifications that you're really going to need. Also, anything that can't be recycled can be vaporized and turned into scrap. And every 10 items of scrap can also be exchanged for a tri-optimum credit here at the recycling stations. Anyway, I took a nasty beating from that scutter, so I'm going to head back to the healing suite since we're right next to it anyway, and basically get myself a free heal. Using the healing suite just costs you a journey. It's always better to use it rather than using any of your medical derms because those are consumables and you have a limited supply in there. So back to full health, we have full power, although I don't actually have anything that's going to draw power just yet. And let's see what else there is to see in the engineering ducts. And keep an eye out for scutters. Little bastards. Right. So we could go that way. What's down here? It's the recycling station. And what's that down there? Let's take a look. It's another stiff with nothing on him. And oh! I can crawl through here. Okay. Oh, another former member of the crew. Say hello to my little friend. Oh, die, you big ugly bastard. Gotcha. Oh, I didn't take any damage either. More food and drink. Consuming one of these, each one will restore 1 point of health. It's not a lot, but every little helps. Another stiff with nothing on them. Have I been here before? No, I haven't. No. You can always tell whether or not you've been somewhere just by looking at the minimap. Definitely not been down here before. The map's redrawing itself. We have a storage room? No. Huh. A viewing gallery. We are in orbit around Saturn, of course. Oh. An audio log.
I'm one of the last that hasn't been changed yet. Mira and the others are dead. I saw them die. I think I saw Mira in one of the corridors yesterday. She had so many implants. I couldn't be sure. S.H.O.D.A.N has modified the regeneration cells, so they do things to you now. I'm going to try to override the cyborg protocols for the medical level regen bay. If it works, then maybe I won't die from this infected arm. It's throbbing and pulsing. God, it hurts.
Quick word about these audio logs, by the way. And yeah, there's a camera up there, but I don't think I can reach it, or can I? If I jump? Maybe? Yes, hooray. I realise to a modern audience the idea of finding these audio logs left by previous survivors and listening to what happened to them is kind of old hat. Everybody does it, but the thing is... Oh, a battery, nice. The thing is, System Shock was the first game to do it. And it was so successful that pretty much every other game like this has copied the idea since. Because prior to System Shock, anytime there was any kind of exposition, any kind of explanation of the plot or past events, you were basically just presented with a massive text dump. Which of course completely ruined any sense of immersion you might have had. Oh, some more ammunition, nice. It took you out of the gameplay to sit and read a wall of text. Because System Shock came out in 1994... Oh, that sounds like another scutter. Yes. Right, yes, because System Shock came out in 1994, that was about the start of... I believe at the time they called it the multimedia revolution in PC gaming, which was a fancy way of saying, we have CD-ROM drives now. And because of the massively expanded data storage capacity on a CD-ROM as opposed to a floppy disk, you were able to suddenly have fully voiced games. Ooh, a wrench. That's got to be a damage upgrade on the pipe. And so System Shock was the first game that had fully voiced exposition. And it was revolutionary, it was groundbreaking, because you could listen to it without having to pause the game and stare at a wall of text. You could just get on with playing while listening to what somebody had to say, like this.
The screaming finally stopped. But the scraping at the door. Kate, Jen, George, Brian, they're gone. I only made it out myself. They're coming back. Why is this happening?
Yes, I am exposing myself to a massive dose of biological contamination, which is not doing my health bar any good, and all I got out of it were a couple of frag grenades. I don't really think it was worth the effort, or the medical patch expenditure, but whatever. Sometimes there's really good stuff in those rooms. You just have to navigate either the bio or the radiological hazards. But, yeah. Well, we fully explored this end of the engineering ducts. So I'm going to retrace my steps and see what's what. Right, back out through the crawl space, up to the recycler. Check out this side. Oh, hello. That looks like an armory. Oh, I don't have the code, do I? Right, okay, fine. And there is a camera over there. What's, Oh no, did you hear that? Yeah, it's talking. If it's talking, it's not a mutant, it's a cyborg. And cyborgs are an order of magnitude more dangerous than mutants because cyborgs have guns and I don't. Speaking of mutants, I can hear one. Where is it? There he is. Give him the good news with my new wrench. Right. Any loot? Just a candy bar. Where's that camera? I can hear a camera. Oh, what's in here? Oh! Alright. Actually, you know what? I haven't used the Berserk combat booster, have I? So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Ow, ow, ow. Right, now. Yes. You do a lot more damage when you're using this thing. However, back in the original game, it had side effects. I'm going to smack the shit out of as much as possible while it's still active, though. In the original game, when you pop one of these combat boosters, your entire vision went completely psychedelic. Way more than what you're seeing now. Oh, another audio log. Ah!
Getting supplies from the west.
Oh, that is really cool. I'll explain what that is after we've heard this audio log.
We're dead in hours rather than days. Weeks of loss after loss is taking its toll. We're going to rush the access corridor that leads to the bridge and take down S.H.O.D.A.N. If we don't, then I'll make sure there isn't enough of me left to be used as spare parts.
Right. What you were actually seeing there were hallucinations as the side effects of using the combat booster. But what the Oh, this is what I was talking about. Vending machines. You can buy all kinds of meds and stuff here, but you need Tri-Optimum credits for it. And that's, I mean, you can find them scattered around, usually in offices, or maybe on some of the bodies. Oh, a pistol. Ah, it's damaged. That actually ties in with what I was saying, because you can recycle damaged equipment like that at the recycling station and get Tri-Optimum credits, which you're going to need to buy the good stuff at the vending stations. But the hallucinations that you saw there as the combat booster was starting to wear off, those were the actual 2D sprites that were the enemies in the original System Shock. That's exactly what they looked like. The game was fully modelled in 3D, at least the environment was, all the Citadel Station, in the same way that in the original Doom and Doom 2, all of the levels were 3D, but the enemies were 2D sprites. And that's what they look like. Anything useful in here? An access card. Nice. Oh, a Tri-Optimum credit. Pays to check the corners and all the nooks and crannies. Right, so where are we going? Didn't one of the earlier audio logs, or was it the email from Rebecca Lansing, tell me to find the office of... Oh, this is what the access card opens up. And there's another mutant in here. Right. Oh, how did I miss? I'm supposed to be looking for the office of a Dr. Nathan Darcy, aren't I? Oh, we'll get round to it, whatever. Okay, so I've lost a bit of health. I'll chow down on the few food items that I have. I don't think I have any healing derms left. No, I don't. No, this isn't good. Wait, what is... Okay, there's one mutant down there. But I'm hearing what sounds like more than one. Oh, some ammo. Gun would be nice. Now let's eat this. Vaporize the trash. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's a cyborg. Got a bit of a Cylon look going on. Nope, I'm not messing around with that. Not without a gun. I really, really, really need to find myself a gun. I don't remember it being this hard to find your first pistol. I probably just zigged when I should have zagged and took a wrong turn somewhere. Got sidetracked. I know, unusual. A camera though. Total security is now 80%, still way too high. I can hear somebody. Yeah, there's a mutant over there, but I can hear a cyborg too, and there's another camera. Cyborg means guns. I don't have a gun. I definitely feel like I should have found a pistol by now. And I think what's happened is, well, the usual thing that happens when I play games like this, I get sidetracked. Instead of going down the obvious, go this way if you're new route, I see something shiny, in this case the engineering ducts, and veer off in a completely different direction. And, well, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing, because you're not forced to go down a certain path. This game is unashamedly old school like that. There are no objective markers, there's no follow this glowing green arrow. I mean, if you want to go off the beaten path and explore places where you probably shouldn't really be going yet, well, the game will let you do it. You'll, you know, find out the hard way. The more you fuck around, the more you'll find out, basically. We're right back to the exit from the healing suite. And this is right next to it. This is probably maybe where I should have been exploring first. Well, let's find out. That is the access card that I picked up in the healing suite. And that's the door that it opens right next to the exit from the healing suite. Yes, I probably, definitely should have come here first, because that's an implant that I should have probably been equipping long before now. The biological systems monitor displays my health status up there in the top left. Yeah. Okay. So we're back on track. We're back to where I probably should have been half an hour ago. So what else have I missed? A gun, please. That would be lovely. Let's just sort out all of this trash in the inventory. Oh yeah. All kinds of good stuff in here. And only one enemy. And is that another message? Medical report. Physical deformities, convulsions. All these patients coming in from experiments on the research level. Wonder what happened there. And it's all my fault. Remember, I did this. I'm the one that removed all of S.H.O.D.A.N's ethical constraints. I'm the one that removed all of the restrictions against S.H.O.D.A.N's self-upgrading. I mean, sure enough, I mean, I didn't really have an awful lot of choice, but I'm the one who did it. I fucked around, and now I'm going to find out. There's another mutant over there. Not paying an awful lot of attention. Let's whack it. Come on then. Let's have you. My God, how am I? There we go. Wow, he took a bit of a beating, didn't he? Right. Ah, a healing patch. Awesome. Totally worth it. Another camera up there. Can I reach that from here? Yes. Hooray. Right. You can hear more mutants. Hang on, what does that do? Oh, it turns a light on. Alright. Fine. What's in here? There's another mutant in here, isn't there? Nothing on the body. I can't open that door because it's locked in cyberspace. Right, let's deal with this mutant first. Right. Okay. Anything on the body? The soda can. I'll drink that, recover a health point. It's fine. So, this is the medical armory, because you can tell that this station was built by Americans, can't you? They've got a gun store in the hospital. Anyway. I'm going to need to dip into cyberspace in order to release the software locks on those doors and get myself a gun, as detailed here in the engineer's report. So this was something else. I mean, System Shock wasn't the first game that explored the idea of cyberspace in a very 1990s kind of way, and there's no way I'm reaching that camera with the wrench. But it was the first game to integrate... Oh, another access card. Nice. Yes. The first game to integrate the sort of 1990s idea of what VR cyberspace might look like into a bigger game as a whole. It did look really janky. I mean, it was all wireframe graphics, which made it really hard to navigate, but I mean, it was kind of revolutionary at the time. And Nightdive Studios in this update, well, you'll see. It's still kind of wireframey, but they've added some textures, so you at least have the vaguest idea of what you're actually looking at. So we've acquired some combat software. Pulsar V1. We're going to use it to blat this, and that's activated this tunnel. Now, imagine this without the textures on the walls. Right. You wouldn't know which way you were going, which way was up, which way was down. I mean, it doesn't matter, you're in cyberspace, there is no up and down. Intrusion countermeasure software. Go! Here it comes. So, if you look up at the top right, you'll see that's our connection integrity. If that gets reduced to 0, you get dumped out of cyberspace. You lose your connection, and you have to go again. You don't die in cyberspace. Oh, we picked up some more software. Decoy evasion V1. So basically, this just drops a software package at the intrusion countermeasure electronics, or ICE, to quote William Gibson. You drop the decoy evasion software, and the ICE will go for that rather than, but it ain't gonna last forever. So this is what everybody thought cyberspace was going to look like in the 90s, kids. Where a hacker plugged into cyberspace via a neural link, deploying our hacking tools to neutralize intrusion countermeasure. We're not, we're shooting things. Let's not try to make it sound any more fancy than it actually is. So remember, we're in here in order to try to find the software lock that's keeping the medical armory closed. Ooh. What's that? Another software tool, Recall Escape version 1. So when you do one of these hacking runs, whenever you've done whatever it is that you came in here to do, you have to make it to the exit port, which usually involves running the gauntlet of a whole bunch of nasty software like these things. Or you can just use your Recall Escape software and jack out manually. So there's that. And that is what we're here for. Deactivate that, and that will open the lock. Now we just have to get out. I could just use the Recall Escape software, but the exit port is just right there. Still going to have to run a bit of a gauntlet to get out, but I've got plenty of system integrity, and there's the exit port. So, back in the real world, and we have now disabled the security locks on the medical armory. Let's go and get some stuff. Remember, there's a camera in here that I couldn't reach. So what do we got in here? Oh, vending machine that sells bullets. I don't actually have the credits yet. So, what's this? Medical patch. Nice. Oh, the mag pulse rifle. Right, this is particularly effective against robots, although it'll still work against biological enemies. And you can, I mean, I have 10 rounds, so I'm not going to do this, but you can charge it up and fire more than one shot at the same time, up to 3, but that's obviously going to drain your ammunition like you wouldn't believe. So, oh, I missed an audio log.
You're hearing this, we have set up an operations base to assist in resisting S.H.O.D.A.N. Come to Beta Quadrant. Find the medical research vaults have been turned into a radioactive trench. If you are coming in from Gamma, our guards will extend the bridge for you. You can also activate the bridge using a nearby wiring panel. Any humans that can hear my voice, come to Beta Quadrant.
That's really nice, Aid, but I'm trying to... Oh no, I fucked this up, haven't I? Yes, I have. I was trying to use the combat booster, but that of course involved unequipping my weapon while getting beaten on by mutants. And this is what happens in System Shock when you die. And it's not pleasant.
I am grateful that you decided to make this choice and join me. I promise your body will be used effectively.
Fortunately, the game does have a checkpoint system, and equally fortunately, it was right after I jacked out of cyberspace. I can't actually remember because it was nearly 30 years ago, but I think in the original game, if you died and you hadn't done something, which we'll get onto later, that was it. Game over. Start again from scratch, or at the very best from the beginning of the level that you were currently on. That's just what games were like in the 90s. They were brutal. This checkpoint system, I mean, it might have been in the original game. I can't really remember. Like I said, it was nearly 30 years ago. But if they had put it in for the remake as a concession to modern sensibilities, I am very much appreciative of it, because I've been playing a while at this point. I really didn't want to have to start again from scratch. However, while under the effects of this combat booster, which does allow you to go through enemies like a hot knife through butter, one thing it doesn't do is make you immune to damage. And that's a lot of enemies. And oh, no, I'm dead again, aren't I? Well, at least I didn't have to go back very far, thanks to this checkpoint system. There is a way that you can avoid this go back to the last checkpoint on dying thing, by the way. And it's an absolute stroke of genius. I'm not going to spoil it, although if you watch this week's episode of Nightdive with Jingles, I already kind of spoiled it there. But it's a genius way of introducing a respawn into a world that makes sense within the limitations of the world that you're in, rather than just a magic, oh, you're alive again. But suffice to say, I think Nightdive Studios have done an outstanding job of updating this classic 90s, effectively a science fiction dungeon crawler, for the modern generation. I have been loving every minute of this, and I realise that there's probably a large element of nostalgia talking there from the first time I played this game nearly 30 years ago, but this is an amazingly good adaptation. They've stayed faithful to the original, they've updated the graphics obviously, but they haven't dumbed it down at all. It's remarkably faithful to the original. And that may come as a shock to the sensibilities of modern gamers, or at least modern gamers who aren't into games like Dark Souls, because this is not an easy game. I mean, I've died twice already, mostly through my own stupidity, and this is on the first level. And so far I think I've only explored a quarter of the first level of Citadel Station. And there are like 9 or 10 levels, and they get harder. A lot harder. I mean, what you've seen so far is basically easy mode, and it's still not easy. So, I guess I'm saying that the System Shock remake probably isn't going to be for everybody. But damn, it's good. I just cannot recommend this enough. I mean, not just for an authentic slice of hardcore 90s gaming, but it's just a genuinely great game in its own right. It doesn't hold you by the hand. If you're not paying attention to those audio logs and messages, you will have no idea where you're supposed to be going or what you're supposed to be doing when you get there. And that may come as a bit of a shock to people who are used to being led around by the nose in their games. Although modern games, I mean, they do that, but they're often very clever in disguising the fact that they're doing that. If you've ever played any of the single-player campaigns in, for example, a Call of Duty game, over the last 10 years, there's only really one way to complete each level. They do a good job of making it appear as if you have some kind of choice as to where you're going to go and how you're going to get there, but you really, really don't. Oh, finally, a pistol. Okay. Well, it's about damn time. Right, now I can take on those cyborgs. Or not. It's entirely up to me. I'm playing System Shock. I can go wherever I want and do whatever I want. I can make all the mistakes I want. The game won't stop me. Stick around and see exactly what kind of mistakes I'm going to be making in the next System Shock video, although you may have to wait a while because I will be continuing the Dredge series, finishing that, and then cracking on with a dedicated System Shock series. In the meantime, get the game and play it for yourself. You will not regret it. This is one of the best games I have ever played, updated for the modern generation, and it is still just as good as I remember it being. Nightdive Studios have hit this one right out of the park. In the meantime, as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time. And that's a goodbye from Akazuki too. Oh wow, look at that, a mutant dispenser. That's where they keep respawning from. Anyway, catch you next time.